They're only leading by 9%. All they have to do is hold on to this zone. Luffy,
Don't lose your BC Gaming.
all three of them taking so much damage right now. Luffy, the last one standing, but the clock's ticking down, and not a whisper from Tribe on the BC safe.
IX's composition is supposed to be proactive, more aggressive perhaps, but you can see what you can do with the shade. You create all this space between the residue gadget and Luffy just standing. Look at this easy hit. RBM also sort of double taps on towards that buzz.
He's pushed a bit further forward, but Zeus is struggling to get into the game. There goes RBM, stun out, but Adino's going to push back. He tries to go in, but he gets caught. 6 stars now for Loud, but it's a blue star difference. Adino's trying to cut them off in the pass. Luffy's so low. Zeus tries to super, it works out. Loud almost gets against Luffy. Plenty of HP to work with. Now a dive in from RBM. Kyodog, a slow down hypercharge. Will it make contact? Yes, it does, but it's not enough. That ball. A crucial goal back. There might be no better goal scorer in the game than an L.
Bringing RBM to build that super now. Right behind came out from Zeus, and Charles is a little bit low. Crescendo, Heckenbest actually suplexes RBM out of the range of the stun of Frank, and here comes Luffy straight down the map. But OG can only look on as Tribe steal it away.
What?
Like difficult for the enemy team to secure. We'll see RBM float right over there. Gonna keep Evex back. The longer he can keep him in that position, the better. But RBM is already falling back. That's fine though. He's starting to get some, traction on that right side. And so far, Tribe Gaming just holding their ground versus BC. This might come down to just who gets the first super to start getting momentum for the team.
It's really important, really, that Vegeta actually took out some of those boxes there just near BC Gaming's choke, because now Tribe Gaming don't have a safe way to push up on the left-hand side. Vegeta can get into the map pretty easily here, and Zeus is now been given the hot foot by those incendiary fields. There's RBM getting taken down. Diego Gamer with the boosted booster, hitting extremely hard in the middle part of the map here and looking to threaten that safe momentarily. Saw some hatchlings there thrown out by Eve. Zeus goes pretty low here, and BC Gaming don't seem like they're in a huge hurry.
Not really. They're trying to get a bit of damage on that safe. We'll see Vegeta actually get the takedown on Luffy. Ideally would have gotten that super onto the enemy safe. You're looking like at a solid 20%. That plus the boosted booster, even more so. But this is all about safe damage for BC Gaming. For Tribe, they seem quite focused on defense. I'm not really sure how they're fitting together the puzzle pieces here. The only stuff that I can really suss out with this bow is that he has a hypercharge now, and it's one of those where it's actually such an underwhelming hypercharge ability that it wasn't even worth bringing up during the draft. He's also going to have to earn it, period.
Okay, dive there from Evex. He's been pretty aggressive on this Melody pick for most of the day here. Again, unsuccessful. Got to be handled pretty comfortably there by Tribe Gaming. Diego, very clever. He actually sees that Amber Super come in and repositions his turret back a little bit further, so he still has access to it. Luffy there still wants to push up a little bit though, and Evex is probably the most uncomfortable brawler on this map, just in terms of being generally outranged and actually having to take the fight to his opponents to be effective. But Diego Gamer and Vegeta have been very hard to shift out of mid.
Vegeta's also holding onto the super for a kill confirmation. Could do so with the gadget on RBM, but Diego Gamer's already on the case. Here comes the hypercharge in from Evex. Expires directly on top of it, and the burn is good on both Diego Gamer and Vegeta, so they can't march forward either. They're only leading by 9%. All they have to do is hold on to this zone. Luffy,
don't
RBM,
lose your
Zeus,
BC Gaming.
all three of them taking so much damage right now. Luffy, the last one standing, but the clock's ticking down, and not a whisper from Tribe on a BC safe.
Position supposed to be proactive, more aggressive perhaps, but you can see what you can do with the shade. You create all this space between the residue gadget and Luffy just standing here. Look at this, easy hits. RBM also sort of double taps on towards that buzz. It's all too easy. IX Gaming are falling apart, and one more goal would knock them out of these monthly finals.
Yeah, real tough look for IX right now. Super available from RBM as well. Going to try and work for this hypercharge now. A gadget from Sam will bring that Lori back into his arms, but won't last much longer. Second best looking for a little bit of a shot now. Goes in, has to stun Luffy, otherwise that could be a bit of a runaway play. Luffy still going on this aggressive route, but can't find this shot onto Charles. Will be forced to wait for a better opportunity, but Zeus wants to go now, and Luffy joins him as well. Pass might be there, but he couldn't quite grab it. The hypercharge is there though, and all members of Tribe Gaming collapse into the goal mouth, and that's going to
Eats so much poke damage.
Blue Star, an easy one for Tribe Gaming as well. They've got the gadget with RBM, so that's kind of their Carl flying hook, if you will. Maybe another motivator for selecting this brawler, but it's Inyo getting real aggressive on this right-hand side. Thankfully for him, Barley can either focus Hank or has to focus Juju. Can't turn his attention both ways.
Bikro wants to soften up Tribe without exposing himself to too much of this poke damage, which shouldn't be an issue. considering when in bushes, he has extremely long range. And this is what we're looking for. That's forced out a healing tonic. Loud probably have to just let that go and now try and poke Tribe down yet again within the cooldown of that gadget.
RBM is charged up that super. Bowie ready for action. Fire Crow moving to the right-hand side, joining along with Grigri there. Tribe Gaming have been put in a corner. One goes down. Grigri gets another. This is disaster for Tribe Gaming.
And this is the oppressive look that Loud's composition is supposed to have, right? Like Hank being so effective at zoning, and Kyodog being able to inoculate them against any unexpected turnaround. Here's Fire Crow, softening up RBM. He can't go in right now. Luffy went deep. Has to recall away, and Adino's going to get some chunk here on Zeus, which forces the gadget out of the barley yet again.
Now the Herbal Tonic in combination with Last Call will allow Zeus to retake this right-hand lane. Luffy in the mid. And RBM's just not going to be a great brawler to deal with the extra spawner on the map. Grigri is such a nuisance, especially with that shield on. I mean, there's just so much to shred through.
Yeah, virtually like 10k HP on Grigri. So it's basically map control in a can. You just pop it, and you're able to move back a little more. Kyodog has Hypercharge ready to go. Tribe are threatening. They're behind by 3 stars, and they've got to make a play. RBM Super's ready to go. Clearly looking to wait this bubble out. Luffy also starting to posture a bit further forward, but Zeus is struggling to get into the game. There goes RBM, stun out, but Adino's going to push back. He tries to go in, but he gets caught. 6 stars now for Loud, but it's a blue star difference. Adino's trying to cut them off for the pass. Luffy's so low. Zeus tries the super, it works out. Loud almost get there.
And now with less than 30 seconds to go, Loud have to react. Adino on the left-hand lane, battling against Luffy. Plenty of HP to work with. Now a dive in from RBM. Kyodog, a slow down hypercharge. Will it make contact? Yes, it does, but it's not enough. That ball did not bounce in. Tribe Gaming are going to be tying up our third set.
Open because they wanted to get rid of the Ollie. The nightmare that he has caused, though, has been ridiculous. I like that from Luffy, but he does ultimately get caught out by that gadget from Charles, trying to give the hot foot there to the enemy, Frank. And now Charles with the health can open up the map. Luffy did have the invulnerability now, and the ball ends up going wayward. Luffy can pocket this now and give Tribe a chance to regroup.
I think that was intended to probably be a pass onto OG. I think he anticipated him maybe walking forward, a kick over, and if he had picked that ball up, I think it's a goal because Mortis just doesn't have the DPS output quickly enough to get that. Charles, though, still has an opportunity. A pull onto RBM, now a stun going through. They have to find a way to bring down Hank, and they do. Another super. This one not enough to break any walls outside the ones in front of it, so the goal stays up, and now Luffy takes down to the other end.
Hypercharge here for Zeus is going to pop it just for the extra raw stats by the looks of things now. Second best goes in with a suplex. And it's a beautiful shot and conversion for Code OG to get a crucial goal back.
There might be no better goal scorer in the game than an El Primo, but Tribe respond with a team wipe immediately in about 5 seconds. Blink of an eye. It's one for Tribe Gaming.
Okay, that was a little too quick, I think. That's a deflating one there for, excuse me, Code OG. Speaking of which, RBM's bubbles are pretty hard now, and second best can't do too much, but trying to attract some extra attention in that back line. OG goes pop just as the bubble does now, and Luffy and Zeus can start to work the map a little bit more. They have a lot of control. RBM is going to get a lot of free supers off these bubbles. He's already built another one here. Can throw it in to get a lot of that health back now as OG is forced right into the back corner, and there's no escape once Hank has you inside your own goal. Charles will fall as RBM charges that bubble up just enough here, but second best is healthy enough to clear the attackers.
RBM did a good job of playing Ring Around the Rosies there. Buys enough time to get some damage out. Zeus gets one. And instead of just going down for nothing, at least he's able to drag one with him. Luffy diving in the hypercharge, though, hits from all directions, so Charles connects. RBM trying to defend against this. Second best also has a super of his own. It's a tie ball game right now. They're going to have to pocket this top right-hand side. There's that RBM hypercharge. OG has nowhere to walk. Hits the super, intercepts the ball, kicks away. Luffy there to scoop it up, though. A swipe forward, a dodge, a suplex, though. Charles in second best hold on, but Luffy is just cycling bats. How on earth did they manage that?
That is absolutely crazy. And Luffy was ready for it. He was expecting the suplex. He actually tried to dodge away from the Primo and couldn't quite escape. So here's the overtime coming in. RBM has built that super now. Rattled Hive came out from Zeus, and Charles is a little bit low. Crescendo used there an attempt by OG to keep that tank healed up, but now you are one little Poco against the world, and not even half price on Dia de los Muertos is going to save you now. RBM wants to push up. Charles with a hypercharge ready. It's got to be respected, but RBM doesn't have the time to sit back and let this super come in. Second best actually suplexes RBM out of the range of the stun of Frank, and here comes Luffy straight down the map, but OG can only look on as Tribe steal it away.
What a set. I mean, there were multiple times